Hey guys, welcome to Dr. Chef's Crypto. This is Dr. Chef speaking from here in the home crypto headquarters. This is the very end of April in 2022. And I'm going to make a couple videos. The first one I'm going to make right now is going to be another basic video. I haven't made a basic introduction video in a long time. And I've had in the last couple of days several discussions with people that were really cool and smart and interested in crypto, but didn't really know much about it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can do with this entire concept in this space. And there's multiple major uses. The use cases for cryptocurrency or blockchain in general, I'll cover very quickly. And then after this, I'm going to make another advanced video talking about where we are in our cycle and in our macro patterns. So anyway, welcome to Dr. Chef's Crypto. If you haven't been here with us before, I'm Dr. Chef. As normal, I have to say, this is not official financial advice. I'm not an official financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. And we just have fun on this channel learning about crypto. I've been doing this a year and a half or so, and I love the crypto, the whole space, the whole concept of blockchain, and all of that. Now, if you're new to that, let me just cover how many different major uses they are. But, there's so many things you can do with crypto. And it's kind of fascinating because most people think of it as one particular thing. They think of it as an alternative currency, or they think of it as connected to gaming, or they think of it as some other type of banking system, or they think of it as stocks or investments. All those things are true, actually. They're all different approaches and uses for the crypto space. So let me just break it down real fast. The original concept involving the blockchain, and you can go back to early videos and watch information about the blockchain. There's a couple videos on what that is. But the original concept of the blockchain and the original concept of, how to use that, the first use case and the way that it was employed was Bitcoin. Bitcoin is what we call the OG, the original gangster, the original, originator of everything. And it was a alternative financial system. Money that you could use where you didn't have to go through a central banking system with central banking system regulations and fees. This is still a primary use case of cryptocurrency and blockchain as a just a perfect ledger type system of truth. The blockchain has extremely low error rates, in many cases zero for years on end. And so it really is a way to do financial business in a safer, more private way that is less regulated. You don't want to pay these fees to the banks. You want to be able to deal with someone directly. You can use cryptocurrency, many, many kinds of cryptocurrency to do that. So that's the first use. But that blockchain itself became a very important core element of this entire discussion, because the blockchain is a chain of information that's checked by thousands, if not millions, of people throughout the world. So it maintains this high level of reliability and truth. And it became a way that you could build other applications. It became a way that you could do not just monetary things, but creative endeavors and business endeavors. So the next thing on our list would be things like Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche, which are called blockchain platforms or ecosystems. They're designed after the concept of Bitcoin, but to be broader and a much bigger scale and scope, where they can be used to develop other applications. So you could approach this entire thing as a multi-use case scenario. You could utilize it as investing into certain ecosystems or certain projects. So the concept of investment is the second major concept. And this investment comes through a blockchain, which makes your investment more secure and more trackable. Obviously, it's internet, so there can be problems with hackers. So be careful with your security. But it is a beautiful system. Now, so number one is an alternative financial system for using and trading money. Number two is an investment system like stocks, where you can invest in various currencies, various blockchain technologies, various projects. You can dive deep into these projects. So they have great leadership teams. Many of them have great things they're trying to do for blockchain technology, but also for the world. Many of them are quite altruistic in nature. So a good investment strategy is a way to approach it. That's the second one. Now the third one is art. You've heard of NFTs. NFTs, and there's a whole bunch of videos on that. Please go back and look at other videos about what an NFT is. But these are ways to register digital art, ways to own things. So there's an ownership, a holder of value concept, an ownership concept being tracked by the blockchain. So there could be a song or a picture or a piece of art that you love, and you can own it, and that ownership is registered on the blockchain and is therefore immutable and changeable. Nobody can copy it. Nobody can claim to own it. It's a simple blockchain search to discover the owner of this piece of equipment or piece of art or piece of whatever it is. You could do houses like this, cars, artworks, even marriages. You can register anything on a blockchain, and it adds an element of depth and truth to it. So ownership potential and artistic uses is another use of the blockchain. So number one was an alternative financial system. Number two is an investment concept. Number three is an art concept. Number four is gaming. Because gaming contains all sorts of idiosyncrasies and details, such as owning equipment, purchasing equipment, earning things. When you play a game, you try to earn equipment or money or whatever it is. And if you can equate that to actual useful cryptocurrencies and NFTs, you can create a gaming world where there's actual value. Imagine if you were playing a game for many months or years and climbing up all those levels and achieving greatness in that game and got yourself this amazing piece of very rare equipment, but it had a real world value. You could sell that equipment to someone else for something worth actual money. This adds an entirely different level to gaming, makes gaming much more useful, much more important, much more profitable, and much more interesting to many people. So the fourth use case is gaming. So these are just a couple examples of how deep and complex this is. You can go into this world in order to have a monetary system. One of those examples is, let's say, for instance, you were looking at your bank account and realizing that you had 0.01% interest, and that would mean that you would be getting, it would take $100,000 just to get $1 out of that. I mean, it's just unbelievable how bad that is. So you say to yourself, I've got to figure out another way to do my banking. I got to put my savings somewhere where I can get 5 or 10% instead of 0.01. I've got to at least stay ahead of, I've got to stay ahead of inflation at least, If I don't make 7, 8, 10%, I'm losing money. So this is a space that's an alternative financial system, an alternative banking system. And you can find those opportunities and therefore have your money be in a better place, making more money for you. So it's an alternative financial system. You also can look at it like, well, we know Bitcoin's going to go up forever. No one who's held Bitcoin for longer than a couple years has ever lost money ever in history. So we know that Bitcoin, because it's a limited supply, it's very similar to gold. It's going to continue to go up, or very similar to land, because it doesn't go away and it doesn't disappear. It goes up in value. It's a limited quantity. So it's going to be a long-term investment that's going to rise. It won't rise as much as some of the altcoins and some of the trading you could do if you're trying to make money. But it will rise over time, just like land or a nice car, classic car, or certain kinds of baseball cards or magic cards or whatever, Pokemon cards. So you can use it as an investment. You can invest in some of these things that are very, very solid as an investment, just like you would any other investment. So the first one, the alternative banking system. The second one, the investment. The third was, the way that you can utilize all these systems to do things like art and art collecting. And then there's the gaming. And I'll finish with the fifth one, which is gambling. You approach this as an alternative monetary system or an art collection or any of those things. They all work. But you can be a day trader. You can do what amounts to gambling. People have made 10,000 times their money in a period of months. It is not impossible. People have turned $1,000 into $1 million real quick. Now, it is gambling because you're going to be taking risks on big trades with pretty good chunks of money. Those trades are completely at risk. They may not go the way you want, but you can do leverage trading. You can go crazy taking risks and make giant returns or get wrecked fast. But the fifth way to use this entire crypto system is what amounts to gambling. We'll use a polite term and call it trading. We do trading, and sometimes we do it slow and professional, but a lot of times we do it down and dirty and fast, and the whole entire goal is to look at all these charts and numbers, analyze everything. The whole entire goal is to make money fast and hard, and that is very similar mindsets and use cases to what gamblers do. But you can't talk about things like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or whatever and not talk about gambling. I watched a coin yesterday that had dropped really low suddenly jump back up, and it was about a 10,000% change in a day. It was extremely rare, extremely hard to trace, but if you had dumped $1,000 in that coin at its low point during that day, you'd have ended that day with several $1 million. And that's just the way it is. It's just like putting all your money on a number in Vegas. You're going to lose it all or make a big pile. So those are the 5 main use cases. You can have more. There are lots and lots of things you can do. But the art collection NFT space is really big right now. So is the gaming space. I myself am more into the alternative banking system and investment side. I do a little bit of that trading, but I'm really more of an investor, long-term, what we call a hodler for long-term investing. And I do like to study the different use cases and learn what different companies are trying to do. That's the basics, and that's how you can approach and use crypto. This is Dr. Chef. Please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. We need to get the word out about crypto. Right now, only about 10% of Americans do anything with crypto, and only about 1% of those are going to be studying it and really getting deep into it. So we want to grow those numbers so that we can move toward what's called mass adoption, where this is an accepted form of doing business, and it's not considered some Wild West, cowboy thing. It's a very professional Wall Streety type of thing, but it's more truthful and more transparent and traceable. So anyway, that's Dr. Chef signing off for tonight with this basic video about the use cases of crypto. Please send me an email if you want, drchefscrypto at gmail, or put a comment down below if you need to know anything else on a video about a certain subject, or you want to ask certain questions. You're always welcome. I'm always all ears and excited to hear what you have to say. Thank you very much and have a great night.